Welcome to Commander Scallywags. I'm TJ, and this is
Steven.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's his name. I've been poorly playing Magic for the last 17, 18 years. I don't know. I'm getting close to 20, I think, here. When was 2008? Let's go with that.
Yeah, and I've been poorly learning for the past 3 years, but my great friend here, TJ, he has been helping me slowly learn, and I've been coming on my own through great research on the webpage of Google.
The great Google.
Great Google.
And I've been teaching him very poorly.
Yes.
And it's working very well.
Yep.
But today we are going to talk about our favorite cards from Secrets of Strixhaven.
Can I just say real quick that Strixhaven is my favorite of all the Magic releases. I love
this one or
this
the original
one.
Strixhaven?
I love them both because they loop into schools, and I like Harry Potter, and I love college football. So I'm like, this is something I can grasp onto, is Strixhaven.
I don't know that I want to see college football with Strixhaven.
That'd be interesting.
They probably go through portals, through Omen Paths, into other planes, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
But yeah, Strixhaven,
the metaverse would attack that
I'm
field.
excited for Strixhaven and returning to it. I was more excited for Lorwyn, and I'm going to be honest, I was a little disappointed by its cards, but I'm very excited with what Wizards did with Secrets of Strixhaven. So let's get to it. We're going to talk about our favorite. They are completely different cards, so we'll get through this as quickly as we can-ish. First up is Emmeritus of Ideation. It's one of the most commonly seen cards in Secrets of Strixhaven because of its prepared spell. But it is for those who don't know, it is a 3 blue creature human wizard with 5/5. It's got flying, ward 2. It enters prepared. We'll come back to that in a moment. And whenever this creature attacks, you may exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, this creature becomes prepared. And its prepared spell is the 1 blue banned power 9 card, Ancestral Recall.
This card will be on the ban soon, too.
I don't think this card will be on the ban.
I don't know.
You got to get 8 cards out of your graveyard more than at least once to cast Ancestral Recall twice.
The Magic gods hate that Ancestral Recall, and I can see this one being on that list as well.
Well, the Magic gods have hated Ancestral Recall long enough that they shouldn't have put it on here to begin with.
Oh, okay.
But Ancestral Recall is an instant, which means I can do it at any time, and a target player draws 3 cards. And I like to draw cards, because I always feel like I don't have enough cards, and I like more options. And if you can guess, they're usually probably the poorest choices. So, to get card is Emmeritus of Ideation.
No, I won't let that stay on the table. It'll probably die real quick.
He'll burn it real quick if he can.
And my first favorite is a card that helps a lot of my decks. I am a chaotic player, and I love to play mono red and black and red.
Chaotic neutral has a completely different meaning with Steven than any other D&D player in the world.
I care, but I don't.
Exactly.
And this card is an instant for 1 red mana. And in a lot of my red decks, when I first started out, I would not include any sorcery or instants in my decks. And throughout my 3 years of playing, I'm a master now. I have started to include cards like this. Yes, sorceries. I've started to add instants and sorceries. Not land. I still am mana drained every single game. And this card is called Flashback, and it's a target. I can target an instant or sorcery card from my graveyard, and that card gains Flashback until the end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana, and I play so many pinging decks that everybody hates me. I set the room on fire, and that is a big goal of mine. Is just to create as much chaos and as much pinging as possible. And
you know the meme where the guy is sitting there with like his mug and he's thinking this is fine, everything's on fire around him. That is Steven, but literally think this is fine, everything's fine, because for Steven, it is.
Yes, I do get the kicks off of pinging and setting things on fire. And if I can pull another card out that I've already played, I'll do it any day.
Yep. And He does group Thorn decks, not group Hug.
Yes.
That's what I call him anyway. Next up for me is Mathemagics. This is a early leaked card from Secrets of Strixhaven. It is a blue, costs XX, and then 2 blue. It's a sorcery. Target player draws 2 to the X cards, and yes, there is math involved. And if you don't know, I'm an accountant by trade, and so I have no problem with math. 2 to the X is wonderful. You can even pay 0 and still draw a card. I don't know why you would, but you could just so you can play Mathemagics, because it's awesome.
I like the card. I will hug the card if it was a physical form of a person or a pillow. I would hug it, just because it is a fun looking card, really interesting, and I would probably add it to a couple of my decks. I'm not gonna lie, and I almost did pick this card, but TJ picked it before me, and
You could have picked the same.
I didn't want to pick it. I like to be different.
He does.
Fire.
Which I generally think of myself less of a blue player, but lately I've become more and more into blue because apparently I just like to draw.
And because of me.
Because he keeps
I have learned how to read the table, and if TJ has an untapped blue or 2, I don't play my card. But now he knows my...
that wasn't a counterspell. Mathemagics
I know.
Ancestral Recall just shows you why I need 1 mana.
I've been countered so much that I need to start counting cards. And my second card is another one that I would love to have in any of my decks. It's called Thunderdrum Soloist. And this is a 2-cost card. It costs a colorless and a red. And
One and a red.
One and a red. And it is a dwarf bard. Even though he kind of looks like a goblin to me, if I played it fast enough, if somebody doesn't know it's a dwarf bard, I'd include it in my goblin deck.
Nice way to get
yes.
But this dude is playing the drums.
He's playing the drums.
I mean, he's got the 4 drum set, like on
and
Marching Band.
It even has the like shock waves coming out of it. Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
And what else does he do?
So somehow this dwarf has reach.
It's the bolts coming out of the drums.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah, I guess.
I don't want to be near any drummers now, and I have marching band kids. So
yeah.
This will be fun.
And this card has, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast this spell, this creature deals 3 damage to each opponent instead. I have both
with you
types of decks where I only ping my opponents or I ping all their creatures, and this fits so good into my deck, and it's so cheap to get out that I can have it in my opening hand and feel comfortable with what I'm about to do with it.
It's a really good early card in Commander. I would even play this in a draft. I think it would be great because it's a quick thing on turn 2 to have with a draft, and he has reach. Like, those thunderbolts of flames coming off of his drums, like, that's just pretty epic.
And for those I can't even talk.
He's
for
so
those
excited.
of us that don't play a lot of flyers, reach is a go-to. I do not play a lot of flyers in my decks, and if I can find a card with reach or attached equipment that gives it reach or flying, I will do it. But I have found that I'm low to the ground, and I like to strike hard, strike fast.
And the thing I like about this card is red doesn't usually have a lot of reach. You usually see that in green, so it's kind of cool that this dwarf with his... It's really kind of cool that this dwarf with his drums has the thunderbolts and the ability to reach with it.
Right.
So that's pretty epic. Okay, should we move on to my next card here?
Yes.
Okay, my next card is the confusing card of Ral Zarek, Guest Lecturer. If you know the story of Magic as well. Hands like this.
I'm so up on myself.
That is Ral.
I know.
In a way. But Ral is usually would belong in Prismari, the blue-red school, or is it, for those who are stuck on Ravnica. Ral Zarek is a 1 black. Clearly, in the picture, looks like Doctor Strange with his silver quill hair.
Mm-hmm. The cape.
And cape and everything. But he's clearly silver quill aligned, which goes with the reality fracture concept that we're leaning into storyline-wise. He's a legendary planeswalker. He comes in with 3 loyalty counters. +1, you can surveil 2. -1, Any number of target players each discard a card. -2, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And -7, this is the fun one, flip 5 coins. Target opponent skips their next X turns, where X is the number of coins that came up heads. That is never, ever going to happen in any of the Commander games that I play, I'm sure. It would be awesome if it did, though. Just to flip 5 coins and say, oh, you skip the next 5 turns because I landed on heads. Likelihood is 2.
I kind of feel that Gavin had got a hold of this card and added the 5 flip coins, because he did create a deck where it was heads I win, tails you lose. And if this goes into the color scheme of that deck, which I'm pretty sure it does, he loves to flip coins. It's his chaotic way of ruining a table. So I would not like this card if it's a planeswalker. I would do some negotiating and some swaying of people and have them attack this guy right away, just because I don't want to lose turns, and I'm sure they wouldn't either.
I mean, legitimately, nobody's going to want to lose turns. You need blockers for him. He's going to get attacked quickly. Your next card goes really well with this card, actually.
Yeah.
But I really like the abilities of having everyone discard 2 cards. I love being able to surveil, because you can not toss stuff into the graveyard, which is pretty fun to be able to do. And
my next card that I picked that would go with this is Erode.
I won't go with it. It goes against it.
Well, yeah, it would go against it, but you could also destroy that creature card that's trying to kill your creature. So you could.
He wants me to say that I want the Erode in my deck.
He doesn't want that Erode.
And then he attacks me with something red, and I destroy it. Okay. That's not happening.
So, with this Erode card, I was torn between this and Swords to Plowshare. This card I picked because it allows me to target Planeswalker. TJ's son likes to play a Planeswalker deck, and it drives me nuts.
It drives everyone nuts. Yeah. That boy can take a 4-minute turn after everyone else has taken 4 minutes to totally take their turn.
This will target a Planeswalker or a creature. My only problem with this card is the word destroy.
Yeah.
That's why I like this card, but not as much as the Path to Exile, because exiling will remove the card from the game. And for those black decks that like to have recursion from the graveyard and get everything else, this could be a waste of a spell. But I did add it because of the cost of it. It's only one plane. And one white mana, and I can cast it and destroy what I so choose on the table. And
it's also in like a multiplayer game. You can say you're about to remove something. Who wants what removed, other than your own stuff? You're not going to usually destroy your own creature unless
politics.
For some reason, we don't say that nasty word.
That's right.
Anywho. So Erode is a great card that can get you some favorability from other players saying, hey, I'm going to destroy that nasty thing that's attacking you. It's not bothering me, but it is coming after me soon, I'm sure, so I have to get rid of it now and help keep you as a threat, and I'll just get rid of other stuff and let that person have an extra land. That's kind of a nice thing, that drawback land. If you just destroyed my creature and or Planeswalker and I get a land out of it, that's okay, but it all works in the end. Extra land, just like Path to Exile, except it's not.
Yeah.
My next card is Abigale. And if you know from the story, she's deaf and signs. My son and I love that aspect. He and I both have learned ASL.
It's not very often you meet a deaf owl either.
Oh my gosh, owls are my favorite
right?
favorite bird. I love elephants and owls.
Yeah.
And so having this bird bard, Abigale Poet Laureate, who is 1 and Orzhov, a white-black, Silverquill. Sorry, that's the wrong word. 1 with the white-black here. She's a legendary creature, but she's a flying bird bard. Whenever you cast a creature spell, Abigale becomes prepared, and her prepared spell is Heroic Stanza. It is a sorcery that costs 1, and then you have the choice of a white or a black, which allows you to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I really think that this is going to be fun if I put it in like a deck that I have is Elos Eelcore. I think that's how it's pronounced. Not perfect at that. or if I were to own one, now I can't think of its name. My mind just completely slipped. For 1 white mana, it is the annoying artifact creature that whenever you cast a spell, or an opponent casts a spell, they have to tap the mana, or a non-creature spell, they have to tap mana. I have no idea
Esper
why
Sentinel.
I couldn't think of
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. I don't own one, so that's why I had to look it up.
Okay.
I'll blame that excuse. But yeah, the idea of being able to cast a spell, pump Esper Sentinel because of Abigale, kind of feels like a lot of fun.
But I feel like this card here, if you were to include a blue to this deck, is the Pensive Professor. He's also an additional +1/+1 to any creatures, and that would be a great addition to this card. I don't like the fact that you are able to just cast any willy-nilly creature spell, and she's all of a sudden prepared to add more +1/+1 counters. It seems to be Magic's go-to at the moment with all the +1/+1 counters on it. If I could have played Erode, this creature would have met Erode. I need to let you guys know that I have self-diagnosed myself with name anxiety disorder. And this happened because I had lived in New York for 2 years, and I made a phone call to a lady whose name was spelled Beatrice. And I called her and I asked for a beet rice. And I got in a big argument with this lady, and I had to be corrected that her name was Beatrice, not beet rice.
This is how my daughter in a game of D&D ended up with a goblin named Yamilk.
Yamilk was her boyfriend in D&D.
Yeah, I believe that Naktamun
Lorespinner. I picked this card because it's red again, and it has such a sweet ability when it comes in prepared, or when it becomes prepared. And this creature costs 2 colorless and a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, if a player has lost 1 or fewer cards in hand, this creature becomes prepared. And again, I have another pinging deck that makes you draw cards and discard cards. It's amazing. And
by the way, it is from the commander, but it is still relevant to Secrets of Strixhaven.
Yeah, that prepared spell is great. It's the Wheel of Fortune. For those of us that can't afford the $500 to $300 card, whatever it may be listed at the current time, this will give you the opportunity to play it. But my only drawback to this card is if this card can survive long enough on the table to let me do this spell. And this spell for the Wheel of Fortune costs 2 colorless and a red, and each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Amazing!
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if I just, every upkeep of yours, I just bounce it to your hand?
I would be so upset. Yeah, I would. I don't know what I would think.
I like to do that a lot.
Yeah, I would suffer greatly.
But it's Wheel of Fortune. I mean, there's a part of me that the game aspect where I'm just like, whatever, let it resolve, because it's funny.
And the way he looks, he's like, "Oh, come at me, bro." So
I'm gonna make you spin the wheel of fortune.
Yeah.
Okay, my next card is Dina's Guidance for 1 black and green. It is an instant. That is key here, because it says search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand or graveyard, then shuffle. You can put it in your graveyard if you need recursion type spell stuff. Exiting or entering your graveyard is important, or which is more likely for me to use it on. I'm going to be going in my elf deck with Lathril, because it doesn't matter. I'm sure there's an elf that I can go find with it. If I were to have a Craterhoof Behemoth in there, then that's what I would go and search for as well, which I don't own one, but one of these days I'll get one.
Do you think you could hold your poker face if you pulled that out of your deck with this card?
If I owned one, I don't think it would matter. Everybody would think that's what I'm grabbing.
Okay.
But otherwise, nobody's going to know what I'm going to grab in that. But I have to reveal it anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, my poker face is, when am I going to cast it?
You got to look fast.
See? Did you see it?
You got to be quick.
Did you see it? Did you see that card?
So on this art, symbols. I really love the art. But I look at this and I'm like, what do you think they're making? Do you think that's a drink or some soup or
a being of some sort? Because they are gonna search for a creature in a moment. Maybe they're scrying and grabbing a creature out of the nether. I don't know.
Okay, like the pensive, like in Harry Potter, where they can dip their head in and see what's in there.
Yeah, but this way they can bring somebody out.
That's true. That'd be a sweet bag. The bag of holding.
I don't know how many other non-MTG. This is going
Yeah.
so far. Don't take any ideas from us. You have sugar-free in there.
We have root beer.
That's not sugar-free.
It's better.
That's sugar-full.
Yeah, it's great.
That's more bubbly.
Oh, we actually have water. Hang on, there is a water bottle in there.
There is a
from like
singular
14
water
months
bottle.
ago or something.
Yeah, actually, it's been in there for a month.